Now, tea sippers, I know I'm not the only one that watches reality TV, honey. Let's clock that tea. That's clock that reality. Hi, tea sippers. Welcome to an all-new episode of Clock the Reali-Tea. This is your host, Mark Midwestern-Honey, and you know I bring it to you fresh every single time. And we're going to dive right into the Real Housewives of Atlanta because the peaches are bringing it to you fresh, honey, and they are delivering. Starting off, though, there's some recent tea about Drew Sedora. Let's take a look and see what's going on here, babe.
Real Housewives of Atlanta's Drew Sedora says she could face homelessness in her divorce battle with her estranged husband, Ralph Pittman. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Drew says she doesn't have the financial resources and hasn't secured a new place, claiming her and her oldest child will be homeless if the court doesn't reconsider. She also says that Ralph makes 3 times more than she does and claims he agreed to joint physical custody but switched up in court and asked for primary instead. We don't know what's going on. As TMZ first reported, Ralph was awarded primary custody of the ex's 2 children while they shared joint legal custody. This decision came after it was alleged that the children were showing up late to school while in Drew's care. The court also ordered Drew to vacate the home by the end of next month, the same home that they both still live in, with Ralph in the basement and Drew upstairs. The divorce, which was filed back in March 2023, has yet to be finalized, and in court docs, Drew accused Ralph of cheating on her and demanded primary custody of the kids. We'll keep you guys updated as this story develops.
Not they talking about her finances. Ooh, child. First of all, before we hop into Drew Sedora, I really want to clock that this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta is bringing me what the earlier seasons were bringing, honey. This is reality TV. And this is The Real Housewives, honey. These girls are coming here with shade right out the gate. We had a sit down with Portia and Kelly, and we know how that went. And then, child, the episode just kept folding in. We had Pinky delivering us more. We had Phaedra sneak peeking and giving us a little bit. Not much, but she gave us what was needed, honey. And then Angela is in the mix in this. We see the girls getting along. We see Angela and Drew. Was it Shamia in the scene together? I don't know who it was, child. Probably not, because, you know, Shamia don't get along with the girls at all. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's start by talking about this Drew Sedora tea. So, Drew, you getting kicked out the house after Ralph was just in the basement doing his thing and rubbing his feet down there by himself, child? So what we're not going to do is have a man try to re-up on us and try to embarrass us while we're on the platform. Now, here's the thing. If your kids were supposed to go to school and they didn't, okay, you just do what you got to do and make it do what it do. But we're not about to play in our face. And Ralph, first of all, you just irritate me by the look of you. Okay? Just by the look of Ralph. First of all, he shouldn't even be pressing Drew Sedora right now. He should be minding his business, honey. Why are we talking about Ralph? Drew, why is Ralph in the house? And if he makes more than what you make, is what this TMZ report is saying, then girl, you need to be getting spousal support, child support, a new place to live on his dime. Duh. Unless he's trying to petition you for child support because you have money in the LLC. I don't know what that's about. But listen. Look, send y'all prayers for Drew. Because I cannot with this. This is too much. And speaking of too much, Miss Kelly. Okay. Unpopular opinion, I think Kelly had a good episode. I think Kelly had a great episode. She came on the scene. She showed up to get read by Portia. In my opinion, that's having a good episode when someone reached it for Phil, honey. And then afterwards, she kept the housewife train going by calling her Horsesha in a scene with Angela and Shamia. Girl, wait a minute. Why you didn't say that to Portia's face? See, Kelly is playing. And then when Portia sent her flowers with that shady-ass message on those flowers, which was funny as hell, to her grand opening her restaurant, Kelly decided to have a little attitude. Kelly, you know that girl ain't messing with you, and why y'all give a fake hug at the end of y'all meeting? Right in front of K. Michelle. She was just sitting up there flabbergasted, like Mimi Foss. Okay? This is how you open it right out the gate with drama. So I want to see what happens between Kelly and Portia, because it's giving old school RHOA, and that's what we like to see. I'm talking Marlo versus Kenya. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. I need to see a little bit more of that heating up. But this is definitely giving the old days of reality TV, honey. Now, if we keep going into the episode, there's more that unfolded. We finally meet Sway, who is Portia's new girlfriend or side... I'm going to say side... Well, side piece. She introduced the nigga in the first episode. So I think this is Portia's soft launch of her new lesbian relationship. Okay? And it is what it is. I know Portia doesn't want labels, but girl, if you're part of the team and part of the community, what's up? Hey. Hi, Portia. Hi, Ashy. Bye, Ashy. Very bad. Very high, Portia. Welcome to the LGBT, baby. And it was giving. Sway seems like she's nice. But I will need to get into the face cards. First of all, the girls are showing up with their faces stamped together. The wigs are wigging. The outfits are together. Only person who's not delivering when it comes to fashions is, I'll let you figure that out. Because I know y'all been watching the episode and look at the confessionals and seeing whose outfits are just thrown together. Like they're in a costume contest, honey. But anyway, we can move right along. I want to talk about the star of RHOA. And the current star of RHOA, in my opinion, are the newbies. Pinky Cole with this restaurant business shit is so relatable, especially to those who go into the restaurant business. But most importantly, it's also relatable to talk about how she's very, very accomplished. And her husband's also accomplished in his own right. But she's clearly the matriarch, honey, in making moves and doing what she has to do. Has many properties, has many business ventures, has businesses with some of the housewives and also other celebrities. So I think based on the slutty vegan tea, Pinky is going to deliver us something that we haven't really seen before on this show. We've had several housewives on RHOA try to give us restaurant businesses and tried to give us this facade of what it looks like, but families weren't getting along, and at least there was some vulnerability. Now, what I will say is that I don't want her to be going back and forth with her man, aka her husband, child, in front of us about who's more accomplished and who's doing X, Y, Z and blah, 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 and taking a back seat and you're the breadwinner, la, 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 and pop, 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 and power this, do, do, do. Shut up. Who cares? Okay? There's no prenup, so keep your mouth closed before we have to get out paperwork and start thinking about stuff again, honey. So that's all I'm going to say about that, Pinky. Just keep an eye on him, okay? Someone else, obviously, we need to keep an eye on is Miss K. Michelle. K. This is your show. And Phaedra is a friend of, Kelly is a friend of, and damn near Angela at this point. They might as well just go ahead and join it over there with Cynthia, child, because K. Michelle is delivering more than what some of these girls have delivered in a couple seasons being on the show. She brought us into the hospital, right, for her, I guess her follow-up regarding her procedure, because you know K. Michelle has had these silicone injections in the past, and now she's trying to get it all taken out of her body, but it's more complicated than that. Clearly, things have been leaking, and people are making fun of K. Michelle, talking about her butt shots and all this stuff leaking out. First of all, y'all don't have the money that she does. Second of all, she is way more accomplished than you guys will ever, any of y'all will ever even grasp, okay? Platinum artist. So don't even try to compare K. Michelle to Rashida, to Carly, any of these other Love and Hip Hop girls who don't have a peach, baby. Because last time I checked, there's several other girls, especially white women, who get a lot of procedures done that look a mess. At least K. Michelle is bringing us into her real life. And that's a housewife. Okay? So, like I said, she's the new star of the show. We're getting that. We're getting the tease with her new husband and how he's from Memphis just like her, right? And now she, first of all, I keep seeing a lot of comments online about K. Michelle and just like getting married right before the show and getting a house. So what? Okay, I bet y'all can't do that. She has the coin. When you have the coin, you can do that. You can do that. You can be like, yes, this is the house I'm looking at, honey. He has his own money. K. Michelle's man, dentist, whatever he is, child, has his own money, own practice, own business in Memphis, doing his own thing, accomplished. She wouldn't be with a nigga who isn't. But she's able to show up and film, child, with her scene with her husband, being like, this is the house we about to get. No shade. She's paid. And you girls are not. Okay? This is a K. Michelle Stan podcast. And if you are not ready for it, you might as well log out right now. Let's clock that. And also, let's shift some gears because the Real Housewives of Potomac was spilling some recent tea. Now, I don't want to spill all the tea because you know I like to bring some of the girls into the podcast. Let's hear what Kempire has to say about RHOA, honey. Well, not RHOA, Potomac.
Bravo is confirming who will be a part of season 11 for the Real Housewives of Potomac, and you might be surprised by who is not coming back. If you've been under a rock, we have been covering all of the tea when it comes to who could be possibly returning for the Real Housewives of Potomac's newest season. Well, now Bravo is taking to their social media to confirm that Karen Huger, Gizelle, Ashley Darby, Tia, and Stacy and Wendy will be returning, and regular Robin will be returning as a friend. So that means Angel and Bobby won't be returning, Monique Samuels won't be returning, Jazzy won't be returning, and Kiarna Stewart. Kiarna alluded that she was working on something, that she was starting a rebirth or some sort. Well, it seems as if that was just a heads up of what we already knew. They've already started filming in Potomac, and she is not a part of it. Here's the thing. I'm not surprised that Kiarna's not coming back. They've given her 2 seasons as a housewife, and her last season, she really fell short, especially at the reunion. Angel, I think a lot of people were open to her returning, but I said this, I don't think Angel should return. They're already attacking your marriage, and if you value your marriage, I would value my marriage and my family over reality television. And for me, if she came back, it would have told me a lot more about her character. I think for the most part, a lot of people were sort of like, they really didn't care whether or not Jazzy came back. And a lot of you were like, yeah, Monique came back, we're good. She's changed, she's got triangles, we're good. Word on the street is that there's possibly a new housewife that's test filming as well. I'm not surprised at the shakeup in regards to these other women not returning, especially with Karen returning and with Wendy, what she's got going on. They already have a lot to work with. Gizelle, everyone speculated that you would not come back. I knew that you would be coming back. I knew that whole, not having a package wasn't a thing. I think people are still saying that it's a warning because word on the street, according to Reality Blurb, that the majority of these women that are filming besides Stacy are test filming in regards to you are testing to see if you're going to get full-time or part-time. Based on what Bravo is saying in this post is that all those women are full-time and Robin will be a friend.
Child, let's get into the tea. And if you don't listen to Kempire, you should, because he's great. And so is Carlos King. I don't know if you all know about Reality with the King. I would check that one out as well. I will also check out Brooke Ashley and a few others. I have a few other recommendations on podcasts and other, Bravo Celebrity and reality TV fans that do it as a career. But anyway, I want to get into this tea with Potomac. First of all, who's back? Robin? Okay, so my opinion about Robin coming back is very indifferent. I will start off by saying, I don't know why the hell Robin is back. To quote Kempire, she is regular Robin. She's regular degler Robin, okay? And I feel like coming back as a friend might be helpful for Gizelle more than it is for Robin, because at least they'll get scenes together. It'll be like an old key. It'll be kind of like reminiscing of the old days of Potomac with their dynamic reemerging on our screens. And that's the only thing I could think of. Unless Robin's coming back to sell hats. Robin, please. And the thing is, I want to give Robin a chance because my husband loves Robin and so does my sister-in-law. And I feel like I would vibe with Robin if I were to meet her in person. Because I feel like she's a nice girl. Like, she just gives that. But girl, we're not about to do a halfway come on the show, be like, yeah, want at home, and Robin, please be quiet. But at least she can do that. At least she can come on and just kiki with the girls and be like, hi, I'm just here to hang out, stir the pot. What Ashley should be doing. Why is Ashley back? Oh, okay, we don't know? Exactly. Now, word on the street is that Kempire mentioned that there's one newbie, but word on the street is that there's 2 newbies in the mix. That's right. Now, let's get into one of them, because one of them is a little bit, shifty, and I don't know how I feel about her. She's giving quite MAGA to me, honey. So, Courtney, I don't even know how to say this child's last name. Ajinka? Courtney Ajinka is a celebrity event planner or something, and a lifestyle influencer child. And she's currently married to former NBA player Alexis Ajinka. I don't know how to say these people's names, but she's giving a look. She's pretty. She's a little dainty girl, kind of like me, like a little dainty. And her man is tall, so it gives different dynamic. We're getting another sports husband in the mix, which is good for the show. We get a lot of that in the Potomac area. But it makes me feel like if you're going to be all in the mix, why are you on Facebook and on Instagram talking about, the rapture's coming? I don't like that. Please don't give delusion, okay? Because make TV, of course, bring the delusion to the show. We want to see it. But if it's going to be delusion out of this world, it's giving MAGA. And I don't do that. So, girl. Maybe the ladies won't be jealous of her, but I can see Gizelle going in because Gizelle is very, very, very type, like, not with the bullshit and not with the shits. And she is going to read what she reads online and ask about it. And damn well if you online talking about Everybody make sure you got your groceries stocked up and do this and XYZ and and make sure stuff is paid off because, you know, you never know when. Courtney, what? Okay. So we'll have to keep an eye on this thing. Now, I want to spill some tea on another newbie that's coming into town. Take a listen to this.
But you'll get to learn their names soon. If you follow me on X, I posted about at least the party planner. Okay? The other person that they're saying is a white woman that I believe is married to a black man. And now it's causing a lot of people to react saying, we don't need Potomac to have any white people. They don't want a white housewife. Some people are saying it feels like Kim Zolciak. Is that what Potomac is going in? I'm okay with this woman coming onto the show. We don't know if she's going to be a friend of. We don't know if she's going to be full-time. I'm thinking a friend of. But she might be great, y'all. She might be great. I'm open to whoever, if it makes sense. If these are people that people really know and are involved with. Apparently, this woman might have been a stylist for it. Well, you know what? Send her to jail. Because if this was the style, I don't know if she's a stylist or if she is like a hairstylist or something like. Either way, for Stacy looking the way Stacy was looking during this first day of filming, group event, and her friend was involved. First of all, the fact you let your friend come out looking like that, send her to jail.
Child, Kempire never misses. Kempire never misses. And I can give y'all her name in a minute. Let me look it up. But let's get into this tea about like this white girl being on the franchise thing. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to completely hang it up with the racism. First of all, why are y'all being racist and being a Bravo fan? We like the housewives. Period. White, black, who gives a fuck? Kim Zolciak was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And don't forget, Kim Zolciak is an OG of that show. So whether or not the franchises are predominantly one race or the other, I tune in because I like the entertainment. I like the lifestyles that these ladies give. And I like the camaraderie, the dynamic. It's good to get into the drama. Now, if the newbie comes onto the show and it's all about this is a black space, not a white space, I'm tuning out. And y'all know better than that. Okay? Because ain't no way in the world y'all sitting up here pressed about this girl being white. First of all, she's in an interracial relationship. As am I. I'm married to a white man. And so what? Y'all think it's such a thing where people are like being traitors. No, people are just showing up as they are. And I think she might bring something, especially if she's being brought onto the show by Stacy. We love Stacy. And if someone is a friend of Stacy, why wouldn't we love her? What if she brings a different dynamic where she's clocking Ashley's tea? What if she brings a new dynamic where she's like, Robin, be quiet. You're irrelevant. What if she clocks in? And this is what you girls need to stop doing. Stop judging it before we see it. I think she's going to be a great housewife. And her name is Brittany Ford, honey. And Miss Brittany Ford is married to, I believe she's also married to a some kind of NBA player or something. I don't know. Her husband's black. Maybe he's not an NBA player. Maybe that's the other lady. But anyway, her husband's black, and she looks tea. The hair is together. She's been to Watch What Happens Live. She's been on the cover of Potomac Lifestyle as the best of Potomac for Reader's Choice in 2025. Y'all girls need to go to her little Instagram and check her out because, first of all, it's giving housewife. What are y'all giving? What are y'all giving? What are you giving? Are you on the show? Oh, okay. Stop judging these ladies. And I think it's going to be a great mix to have somebody different on the cast. Because right now, I'll be honest. When I first looked at the cast for next season of the Real Housewives of Potomac, I was like, what the hell? I would have kept Sadness and Madness just to have some drama. Because I know damn well y'all not saying Tia, Stacy, Ashley, Robin, Wendy, Karen, Gizelle. There's no Monique to be found, which I'm okay with. But girl, no, we're going to need some new blood in Potomac because that cast wasn't going to work by itself. Now, Bravo did say these are the ladies who are returning to the show. They didn't say this is the cast. So, y'all need to stop playing, first of all. Second of all, Bravo and Bravo Network, NBC Universal. Stop announcing the cast. Just wait. Just tell us later on. Now, it's good to know that Stacy's back in the mix because we all know Stacy's contract wasn't even up for negotiation. She was a fan favorite the first season, so we know Stacy was going to give regardless or not. It's a matter of if this new dynamic allows for these newbies to flourish and create a new sense of, like, basically a new era in the Potomac realm, or are we going to get more of what Ashley was giving us? What Ashley and Charisse were trying to give? Because if that's what it's going to give, I'm not here for it. And if Ashley tries to play with the new girls, first of all, they better be one step ahead of her after watching the show. Okay? Because I know, Tia, you're not bringing this new girl on this show to get ate up by Gizelle. No shade. I'm excited for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Everybody hold your wigs, hold your mugs, honey. Hold your champagne flutes, because I think Potomac might be something that, you know, might surprise us, like they typically do every season, I think. So, let's just hang tight with the girls. Okay, switching gears here, I want to dive right into the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. That most recent episode was tea. Take a listen.
Ryan called my colleague and talked about me.
My intent wasn't to get her fired. I said,
But what was the intent?
I said she's saying certain things. Can you have her, like, stop saying certain things?
I would have expected you to call me, and then I would have shut it down, or I would have talked to her. So when I hear it goes right to the top, right to her job,
Yeah, I think it's going to go right
it has
to
me
the
all
top.
pissed off now. She's getting calls from her HR department. When someone calls my wife's work, that's a huge problem for me.
How's it going over there? It's not going well. Jerry's in a glitter jacket, and he's like yelling.
We're not calling jobs. We're not crossing that line. Like, it's not funny. He doesn't want me to gossip about his appearance.
Can you just stop throwing things out like that, Javon, please?
Because everyone's talking about it.
Everyone knows. This is crazy. I should be like a relationship commentator.
Girl, first of all, where to start? First of all, let's talk about how Rhode Island is that girl. Rhode Island is the show that we all need to be watching. It is definitely giving us a new, fresh energy. And I feel like I like the accents. It's just very different. I love it. So, okay, Miss Girl. Okay, Miss Rhode Island. And I love this episode because I'm also obsessed with the 70s. And they had this themed party that Liz was hosting, like a Studio 54 party, basically. And the girlies were dressing up with their little disco drinks. It was cute. But let's get into these girls. There's a lot to get into. Starting with Miss Joellen. First of all, the scene that just played was Brian, who was Rula, I believe her name is. That's her husband. And he has been cheating and has been on in photos with some other woman. And Joellen was like clocking that tea and be like, okay, so what's this? And, you know, obviously showing her friends, trying to get to the source, trying to get the ruler. And he went on her job and tried to get her reported by HR for being a good girl's girl? Oh, hell no. Good thing Joellen has a good husband, and Gary is very, very manly, and we'll get to it. And it's like, why y'all calling my wife's job? That could affect me and our kids and all that. And Miss Brian, I do not like Brian. First of all, Rula, on the way to the Studio 54 party, why is Brian worried about your outfit being too revealing? He better be lucky your ass isn't out. My ass will be if you cheating with me with this young girl all over town. Girl, please. I can't stand Brian. Rula, you also need to check him. He is an asshole. So good job, Gary, at that table. And shout out to Joellen for calling him out. Because, girl, you need to start, like, putting pressure on these men. Hello, you're paid. Muggiana. Hello. You look great next to him. What's tea? You're the trophy, not him. He got mad at Joellen. That's bitch shit. No shade. That's something I would do. I'm just keeping it 100. So, Rula, you need to figure that out. But I'm loving the carrying on between those two. This was what we needed. This is the Real Housewives. And then at the end of the episode, Liz was going in on Kelsey because of the whole tea with Dino. First of all, let's clock this Dino tea. So, Alicia made a comment about Dino earlier in the cheating rumors with Liz, and she had her feelings. She was talking with her husband about a boom boom cat. Switched. Now they're sitting down having a drink and some snacks together at Alicia's house. Let's talk about Alicia. These pink dolls with this pink hair. Girl, I live for you. And her commentary, she's so Italian. I love that. She's like quirky, she's weird, and she has like little weird things that she does, like collecting those dolls. And I think that's very, very like relatable to a lot of people around the country, because a lot of people have weird quirks like that. Now, when they sat down and Alicia was like, Liz, listen, I'm not married yet, so we all have stuff in the closet. That's not what Liz is trying to say, baby. Liz is trying to say, stop trying to say that she's getting together with her friend Dino, and y'all better cut it out with these rumors. Y'all better cut it out. Which is why she was so pressed with Alicia, and why they patched everything up before they went to the Studio 54 party. And then when they showed up, Kelsey still has something to say. Now, Kelsey made a comment about Miss Girl. She said, hey, Liz, Dino's over here, the blah, 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 blah. She said, first of all, hold on, let me stop. Because I have a lot to say. Kelsey, why'd you make the comment about Dino at the Studio 54 party, knowing that would piss off Liz? Liz, why are you so mad? Liz, you are really mad, baby. You're really mad about it. You mad about the rumors still? First of all, rumors happen, baby. Check it. Don't take that out on Kelsey. You've already had a conversation with Alicia. Don't do that to your girl. Don't do that to Kelsey. No shade. No shade. I love Liz, but girl, you gotta calm down with all that. First of all, ain't nobody trying to do nothing to you. It was a joke. It was a hee, poke, poke, poke. Now we know what the line is, baby, and we can't joke about you and Dino no more. First of all, why is Dino being mentioned as much? He's not on the show, honey. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with the Dino tea. And I will say, when we met Kelsey's other boyfriend, Clock That Tea, she has 2 boyfriends. And this boyfriend is attractive. He's kind of short, but he has like a nice build. And she's living for him. But the thing is, he doesn't make enough money. So she's in a financial situation right now where she's like, I don't know if I want to stay with the rich sugar daddy or if I want to go with my, who my parents and everybody else prefers. Girl, you better keep dating and get what you want. That face card? Where? Mug. So I will be shopping around for a man. Just say you're dating. And girl, stop lying about it not being a hard launch. You knew you was filming a show and he was going to be there, child. So Kelsey was like, oh, I don't want to, hard launch this relationship that I have with my other boyfriend. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. We all signed contracts and everything, so stop playing. And honestly, at this point, Kelsey, just be single and free. Who cares? I know you're trying to settle down, have kids, boom, boom, cat. She says she doesn't want to work, which is fine, but you need to find a man that will take care of you then. Because if Mr. Sugar Daddy doesn't give you what you want, he's not really Sugar Daddy. He's Splendid Daddy. Okay? So, we'll see what's going to happen with these girls. There's so much happening in the streets of Rhode Island, but I'm going to need the girls to start getting it together. Okay? And I don't want to hear anything else about Dino. No shade. Well, that was a lot to get into, girlies. And I want to end the episode today by talking about RuPaul's Drag Race. And there's 3 queens left, right? Mikey Meeks, Darlene Mitchell, and what's her name? Nene Coco. I don't know who y'all picking. I'm surprised all the white girls made it to the top like that, but that's neither here nor there. I'm Team Darlene Mitchell, so I can clock that tea next week when she wins. Okay? You are listening to a new episode of Clock the Reali-Tea. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Mark Midwestern-Honey. I brought it to you fresh, and watch me continue to bring it to you fresh every single week. Take care. Bye.